Series 6 starts 20 months later, 20 months after the end of Season 5. And in the end of Season 5, Jack had been kidnapped by the Chinese and whisked away for invading their consulate a year prior. We keep getting at those Chinese. And Season 6 begins with him being brought back to the States as part of a trade. A sort of sick, dark trade, very cynical trade that the government has arranged. In this season, Jack's archenemy is Fayed. He's a Middle Eastern terrorist bent on the destruction of large amounts of things. The season opens with a huge exploding bus and the country in a state of siege for the last several weeks. There have been a lot of attacks, and Jack is brought back in an attempt to stop the attacks, but not in the way that you would immediately expect. Obviously, dealing with terrorism, it's a sensitive subject, and one of the concerns, one of my personal concerns, was that we not create a world that's so dark and forbidding that the audience wasn't going to want to watch it. And, you know, since we're dealing with a Middle Eastern terrorist, we always, and we have in the past, tried to make sure we have positive portrayals of Middle Easterners alongside the evil villain. But I always say, if you look at the series as a whole, the vast majority of villains are very wealthy white men who run large corporations. The U.S. military has been very kind and cooperative, and I think for several reasons. One is they really like the show. It's apparently a big hit with politicians and with military types. It's you know, Clinton watches. I think the current president watches. John McCain watches. He did a walk-on last season.
What about the cost of the civil unrest that your plan will create? There will be riots, demonstrations.
Security has its price.
So does freedom, Tom.
The other reason is our portrayals of the military are positive, you know, and as well they should be. I think we all go on the understanding that, you know, if you actually meet the men and women who fight for the country, you know, it's unclear if we deserve them, not the other way around. If we've ever gotten too close to any actual government secrets, they've never told us. But more frequently what we hear from the security services is, we wished our radios worked as well as yours do. We wish the satellites worked as well as yours do. They sort of, you know, laugh at us. And someone was saying, you should come visit our operations center, but you'll be disappointed compared to CTU. I think one of the most important things about writing 24 is for me, the ability to make things feel real. And I know that sounds like an obvious thing to say, but we have some very large, unlikely, shocking things happen on the show. And the show works because we figure out how to make it feel real and relatable. As far as I know, right now, the DVD of Series 6, I know it will have what should be a pretty interesting interview with the writers, a couple of the writers, myself included, called Writers on Writing. And it's sort of about the process behind writing the show and a little arguing with each other and the different political points of view that go into the show. And I also believe that there is, behind the scenes, there's a very large bus explosion. We just blew the hell out of a bus in downtown LA. I don't believe the movie will happen while the TV show is on the air. I think it's been decided that one will water down the other, no matter which way you look at it. And also, as writers and producers, we just don't, I don't think we have the time to focus on it and do it right. The show's really demanding, and you know, we don't have multiple month hiatuses like most other shows. I mean, we basically take a week or two off every year, and that's it.
War.